Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's edition of Tech Savvy. And today's edition is about smartphones. We're going to look at iPhone smartphones, iOS, today, and next week we'll look at Android devices, or at least talk about it. So smartphones, well, they're part of our life now, and as the bit said at the beginning of this on my Facebook page, we can do anything we can do on a computer, on a smartphone, albeit on a very small screen. But what is it that we can do, and what sort of things would really help you, the user, that would help you enormously? Well, one of the first things is battery life. Battery life is pretty critical on a smartphone, and it goes down pretty quickly. And part of the reason is what's running in the background. And you don't know sometimes what apps are actually in there running, and what connection that they have. So what I want to show you first is how you can switch off a lot of those apps running in the background, draining your battery and reducing your battery life. So let's start with that, shall we? So I'm going to share my screen, and hopefully you're going to be able to see my phone that will appear on the screen. So here we go. Let's share audio. Let's share my screen, and I'm going to bring this all down so that we're not showing anything else other than my phone. So here it is, and on this we now have you can see the outline of my phone. So basically, this is running live. I am going to use my phone here, and if I press on settings, up will come my details on here. And if I scroll down, because the area we're going to is actually in general, and you can see a whole list of things that this runs in the background with for general. Yeah, so we're going to go to this area here called background app refresh. Now, if you switch that on, it's an on-off switch, you will see that down here I've got everything switched off, and so it's important that many of the things that Apple thinks are important for switching, for instance this one I've got switched on, which is really collecting files from other people, called WeTransfer, we covered last week. So I'm going to switch that off because I don't want that running at all. I want to be able to run these apps when I want to run them. So my advice is switch off things that you're not using all the time. And I'm using Grammarly, so I will keep that on board. I also use Hive. So there's a range of different things here, but Marriott Bonvoy hotels, no, not really a chance of using that. So what you need to do is make a call, work out what's best for you, and switch these things on and off as you need them. So that's important, and this will increase your battery life. When you actually take it into the Apple shop, that's one of the first things they check, especially if you say my battery seems to be needing replacing, but it's not doing it. So I would suggest you have a good look at battery app refresh. So what kinds of things do people do with their smartphones? Well, I think possibly apart from using it as a phone, which is the major part of it, you might find that messaging is also one of them. And of course, the free one that everybody knows about is WhatsApp. So basically, that's this app here. And with WhatsApp, you do have the option to talk to lots of people. Here, I'm not going to show here, but you can create and have people ringing you, doing video conferencing, all of these options on WhatsApp, which makes it really useful to those people who need to have that. The other thing that it then becomes highly personal what you use it for. You might have a smartwatch that you have. Mine's a Fitbit, and down here I've got a Fitbit, and it charts my sleep progress, and it will also, not too good last night, and my steps. And so in order to sync it, I just pull down the bar at the top there, and it goes away and starts to tell me even more things about me that I want to know. So there's all the details there. Whoa, all my statistics before your eyes. So you might use it with your smart watches. Another smart tool that might use it for is a thing called Hive. Now, there are other options available, and Hive is an app that controls my hot water and my heating system. So if I go back to the beginning there, you can see I've got options here. And the beauty of this is that I can set it when I'm out of the house. For instance, I may have been away for a week or two, not that that's happened recently, and I can then come back and switch on the heating system as I'm traveling home, which is really helpful. Or I can switch it off if I so wish, or I can boost it, which will give an extra hour. And it's a simple matter of just changing the values on here. It's at 21 at the moment. I don't want it any higher, but I can increase it by just scrolling down and scrolling up. We'll just leave it where it is because that's the best place for it. So we've looked at a messaging tool called, and a video conferencing tool, WhatsApp. We've looked at Fitbit. You may be interested in present news items, and therefore you might want to be able to say pick up the latest coronavirus website. So there is a way that you can put this onto the website. It's at this address, and so I created a shortcut to put it on there on the home screen. So it just gives all the scary news information and shows the graphs that are currently happening and the black spots or whatever the blue spots are at this time. So you can create special pages that you can put onto your page. If you have an Alexa, it's great to message your friends and other people that may want to contact you. I have a lady who does that, and you can actually write to people and send them messages even with your voice. So things like this. Hello, I'm just recording a message to send to myself. I hope that's okay. And now I can preview it. Hello, I'm just recording a message to send to myself. I hope that's okay. And then it will transcribe it. And if it's got it correct, it will come up, and then that will send to whoever has an Alexa or Amazon app. And it's really good when you don't want to interrupt people's lives, but you want to send them a message. And also if you're blind and need the help of a messaging system like this, it's brilliant for that. So that's the Amazon app that I show that would be of great value. And then, of course, there are photographs and your ability to take pictures. For instance, let's have a picture here. I'm just going to turn it around. So there I am. Let's take a picture, and then that automatically goes into my gallery of pictures that I've got here. I can edit it. I can turn it around, or I can straighten it, or I can crop it. All of those things can be done. So that's another tool that you could use, a camera, to make things like that happen. But I think perhaps the single most useful thing I use is the calendar. This is absolutely essential for my life. And here I have things that I'm doing today. And it's a simple matter to put an item into your calendar. Everything around an iPhone figures on the plus sign at the top. I'll just go back to that again, the plus sign at the top. And so I can say, speaking at Techsavvy, and you can see I have an app here that's helping me, although it's not with that word, called Grammarly, which is a free app that can work with us. And I'm online, and I'm actually putting it into my Exchange diary, and it starts today and ends, well, we're not going to do that, are we? 12 o'clock. Let's say 11:15. So I'm typing those things in, and it's 11:15 a.m., not p.m. So there's lots of things to just remember, and then things will start to happen as it comes in. Here we go. There is the actual item there. So that's basically everything I wanted to show you about smartphones from the iPad, iPhone, iOS aspect of it. Costs of smartphones are phenomenal, and there are different types. And next week, we will look at the Android version of smartphones so that you can see how that works. I'm not sure yet whether I can do what I've just done with you, which is just go through it on screen, but certainly it could be, we'll give it a go. We'll see what we can do. Okay, so thank you for watching today. I hope you have a good week. Don't forget to pick up on YouTube with all the previous Tech Savvies. Would you believe it? 54 episodes since lockdown. That's over a year's worth. One a week. It's incredible, isn't it? And we'll keep on going until this whole thing becomes a little bit more manageable for people to do. But there's a whole wealth bank of information there. Just these video shorts of 15 minutes. 15 minutes of fun. So do tune in next time to the next edition of Tech Savvy Smartphones Part 2.